Hello everyone. Are you looking for the evidence analysis you need when writing about the theme of femininity? Well, look no further. The aim of this video is to provide you with all the information you need to help you achieve the very highest marks when being asked to explore the theme of femininity in a novella, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All I'll do now is run through a plethora of key quotes and analysis that you can include. So let's begin. The other, a girl of maybe 8 or 10, who was running as hard as she was able down a cross street. Well, sir, the two ran into one another naturally enough at the corner, and then came the horrible part of the thing, for the man trampled calmly over the child's body and left her screaming on the ground. It sounds nothing to hear, but it was hellish to see. I gave a few holler, took to my heels, collared my gentleman, and brought him back to where there was already quite a group of that screaming child. This is the first mention of a female character in the novella, and she's immediately trampled on by the male Hyde. A comment upon the treatment of women in society, perhaps. It is also important to know that the female figure, although a child, is defenceless and relies on others to support her. A maidservant living alone in a house not far from the river had gone upstairs to bed about 11. Although a fog rolled over the city in the small hours, the early part of night was cloudless, and the lane, which made the maid's window overlooked, was brilliantly lit by a full moon. It seemed she was romantically given, for she sat down upon her box, which stood immediately under the window, and fell into a dream of musing. Never, she used to say with streaming tears when she narrated that experience, never had she felt more at peace with all men or thought more kindly of the world. Again, the female character is portrayed as one-dimensional and rather stereotypically seen as a typical representation of the female within the Gothic. The character is seen as emotional, romantically given, and used to essentially dress the setting of the novella. And the next moment, with ape-like fury, he was trampled his victim underfoot and hailing down a storm of blows, under which the bones were audibly shattered and the body jumped upon the roadway. At the horror of these sights and sounds, the maid fainted. Amongst all the reverse Darwinism of the quotation, the female is yet again portrayed as weak and ineffective, fainted, suggesting that the character Hyde is not to be seen by respectable society. The use of the senses sight and sound indicates the female character is overwhelmed and again reinforces the notion of being useless in the event. Wild as harpies. Found in Greek mythology, they were winged animals with faces of women who avenged wrongdoing. Women in this first chapter are therefore fighting for justice. However, the adjective wild suggests that, like Hyde, women are in some way uncivilized. So there's a great selection of key quotes and analysis that you can use in your essays. It's up to you now to A, learn them, and B, use them. So good luck.